a boy from Norway, born inside a church, grew up listening to the echoes of the Bible. Yet one question always tortured his heart. Why does God feel so far away? One night, he finds ancient manuscripts on which it was written, God is one, and his servant is his messenger. His life changes completely. The peace of the mosque, the voice of the Quran, and the light of the shahadah touches his heart. But his family, his relationships, everything is taken away from him. And when death comes close, he falls in the snow, crying, La ilaha illallah. Will Allah help him? Will he accept Islam? Watch the complete story till the end to know. He found Allah in the snowstorm emotional conversion story. Norway is a land of breathtaking fjords, cold winds, and long winters. In the quiet city of Bergen lived a young man named Elias Hoagie. Tall, blond with deep blue eyes, Elias came from a very devoted Christian family. His father was a respected church caretaker, and his mother played the church organ every Sunday. Elias grew up surrounded by the sound of bells, candles, and Bible verses. He believed in God, but deep inside his heart, there was always a question he never had the courage to ask. Why does God feel so far away? Elias spent most of his time alone, taking photographs of mountains and writing his thoughts in a leather journal. Sometimes he would walk up the snowy paths near Mount Ulriken and stare at the sky. He felt that the vast universe was whispering something to him, something he didn't understand yet. One night, while preparing decorations for the annual Christmas celebration of the church, Elias noticed a dusty old wooden box sitting inside a cabinet. The lock was broken as if someone forced it long ago. Curiosity pulled him like a magnet. Inside the box were several ancient-looking papers, aged with time, written in Greek and Latin. On the top was a note, "For the one who searches truth beyond traditions." His heart began to race. He carefully lifted the papers. They included verses he had never seen in the Standard Bible. One phrase repeatedly caught his attention. God is one, and his servant is his messenger. The same phrase repeated in different languages. The word messenger, not son. Elias froze. He took a photo and showed it to a local historian, an old professor named Dr. Arvidson, who had spent his life studying lost Christian manuscripts. The professor cleaned his glasses, stared deeply, and whispered, "These look like fragments from early Unitarian Christians, people who believed Jesus was a prophet of God, not God himself." Elias felt something awaken inside him, a truth flickering like candlelight. But why would the church hide something like this? Elias asked. The professor smiled sadly. History is written by those who want power, not truth. That night, Elias couldn't sleep. The phrase echoed in his mind. God is one. Days passed. Elias's heart constantly pulled toward the idea of one God, without partners, without division. He kept questioning priests, pastors, anyone he thought could give him answers. But every response only made him more confused. One evening, as rain fell heavily, Elias went to buy groceries at a local supermarket. His mind consumed by thoughts, he dropped his wallet. A young man picked it up and handed it to him with a warm smile. "You dropped this, brother." He spoke with a gentle foreign accent. Elias noticed a small prayer cap on the man's head. "Thank you," Elias replied. "Are you Muslim?" The man nodded. "Yes, alhamdulillah. My name is Ahmed. If you ever need help, we have a small mosque nearby. You are always welcome." Elias smiled politely, but inside, a strange feeling sparked. Muslims believe God is one, the same idea that had been haunting him. The next weekend, curiosity won. He found himself walking toward the small mosque. He stood at the entrance, hesitant. Ahmed saw him and welcomed him with a warm hug as if he had known him forever. Inside, the calmness shocked Elias. No statues, no images, just simple space and peace. The imam approached with a gentle face and said, "Salam alaikum." I don't know what that means," Elias replied nervously. The imam smiled. "It means peace be upon you." Peace, a word Elias had been searching for his entire life. He sat and listened as the imam spoke about tawheed, the oneness of God. He recited, "Say he is Allah, the one. The word struck Elias like lightning. His chest tightened, tears filled his eyes. It was the same truth from those hidden manuscripts. The truth his heart always knew. Weeks turned into months. Every Friday, Elias secretly attended the mosque. He studied Islam, often staying awake late into the night, reading translations of the Quran. Every page felt like a missing piece sliding into his soul. He finally felt connected to God, directly. But not everyone was pleased. One day, his father found the Quran hidden inside Elias's backpack. Fury exploded in the house. "Have you lost your mind?" "This is betrayal," his father shouted. Elias tried to explain, tears falling. "I just want to worship God the way he truly deserves." His mother cried and held a cross tightly to her chest. "You belong to Jesus," she screamed. Elias whispered gently, "I love Jesus, but as a prophet, as he truly was." His father slapped him hard. "Leave this house if you want to follow that religion." Broken and trembling, Elias walked out into the freezing night, snow falling around him. He had no jacket, no home, no family, but an indescribable warmth inside his heart. He walked until his legs could no longer carry him. He collapsed near the mosque door. When Ahmed saw him, he immediately wrapped a coat around him. "What happened, brother?" Ahmed asked. "My family. They don't want me anymore." Ahmed hugged him like a brother of blood. "You have gained a new family. All Muslims are your brothers." That night, Elias cried silently on the prayer mat, begging Allah for strength. For the first time, he felt that someone was listening. Days passed. Elias found a small job at a cafe and rented a tiny room in the basement of an apartment building. He continued learning and praying, determined to follow the path of truth. But the biggest test was yet to come. One stormy evening, as the wind howled like a beast, Elias decided to hike a short trail near the mountain, something he did to clear his mind. But the snowstorm became violent. Visibility dropped to 0. His phone battery died. He slipped and fell off a steep slope, his body rolling down until he slammed against a rock. Pain shot through his leg. He tried to stand. He couldn't. He screamed for help. No one answered. He was surrounded by darkness, cold biting into his bones. Death was near. His heart pounded. He remembered his parents' words, remembered the church bells, remembered the imam's kind voice. His breaths became shallow. He felt his soul trembling at the edge of life. He looked up at the dark, swirling clouds and whispered with tears, "God, if you are truly one, guide me. I don't want to leave this world without knowing you." His voice cracked. La ilaha. He had heard the phrase many times. There is no God but Allah. He tried again, tears freezing against his cheeks. La ilaha illallah. Suddenly, a faint light appeared above as if the clouds briefly opened. Not from a helicopter, not from any rescue team. A serene calmness descended as if angels filled the air. The snow seemed to soften. Elias felt warmth spreading inside him. He knew the truth. He was ready. He spent the long night whispering the shahadah over and over with a shaking but determined voice. La ilaha illallah, Mohammedur Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger. Morning came. A rescue team spotted him and carried him to the hospital. He woke up, his body covered with bandages, but his heart healed forever. Ahmed and the imam rushed to see him. The imam held Elias's hand and asked softly, "Do you accept Islam with your heart?" Elias smiled with shining eyes and repeated clearly, "I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah." Tears of joy flooded his face. The angels rejoiced. The imam hugged him. "Today you are reborn, brother." The news spread everywhere. His parents refused to visit, but Elias prayed for them every night. He took the name Elias, the Quranic name for Prophet Elijah. Months later, during Eid prayer, the mosque was filled with bright colors, children laughing and running. Elias stood among them, smiling with pure peace. A little boy tugged at his sleeve. "Uncle, why are you crying?" Elias placed a hand on his heart. "Because for the first time in my life, I know Allah is with me." He looked at the sky. Not a question remained in his heart. Allah had brought him from darkness into light. from the cross to the crescent. His journey had just begun. If you want people around the world to walk towards truth, towards light, then share this video so this message of dua reaches every heart. Subscribe to our channel Deen in Minute and press the bell icon so that every new story and every new lesson reaches you first. And write MashaAllah in the comments. And make dua for our brother Ilyas. May Allah always keep him firm upon Islam. Ameen.